one property first. So be attentive. Yes. Silence now. First, write down the property of regression coefficient. Write down regression coefficient. Regression coefficient is independent of change of origin but not of scale. What was the same property in correlation? Correlation is not affected by change of origin as well as scale. Here it is independent, means not affected by change of origin, but it is affected by change of scale. What do you mean by origin? Plus or minus. And what do you mean by scale? Division or multiplication. Means regression coefficient is not affected by plus or minus. Independent means not affected. Independent means not affected by plus or minus. But it is not independent of scale, means it is affected by multiplication or division. Okay. Now, if we apply the formula of B UV, now we are applying that UV formula. So we will not call it as BYX, we will call it as B UV. No, VU. Okay, we will call it as B VU. What is that formula? N sigma UV minus sigma U into sigma V upon N sigma U square minus sigma U whole square. What happens now? There is a formula of BVU, like BYX, this is BVU. Means a regression coefficient of changed variable V, which is obtained from Y, on changed variable U, which is obtained from X. So instead of Y on X, we obtain V on U. Any confusion in this? Now there is a formula we apply. Yes, is this formula clear to every one of you? Now, how do we obtain U and V? Two methods we studied. One is X minus A or V Y minus B. Here, let us call it as capital A, capital B, so that this B doesn't get mixed up with this B. Any confusion in that? And one more thing we used to obtain, X minus A upon C. Now let us call it as CX. And V equals to Y minus B upon C. Let us say CY. Suppose C is the common factor. Or common factor in X and common factor in Y. Understood that? Now regression coefficient is not affected by plus or minus. Here we are doing only minus. So here BYX will remain same as BVU, because we are changing only the origin and it is not affected by change of origin. So like correlation also, there was a property that RXY is same as RUV. Same way BYX will be same as BVU, because it is not affected by change of origin. So plus minus does not affect. BVU and BYX will remain same. But it is affected by change of, and here you are changing the scale also, you are dividing it. So how to cancel its effect? It is affected by change of scale. So BVU and BYX will not be same. What will your BYX be equal to? It will be equal to BUV into CY upon CX. How will you cancel the effect of scale? Whatever BVU VU is obtained. Whatever VU is obtained. Further you will multiply it with what? Common factor of y and divide it with what? Common factor of x. This formula, if you do, it's not required because you are not changing the scale, you are changing only origin. But if you are changing the scale also, then whatever number you are dividing it by, you have to cancel that. How do you cancel that? Whatever number you are dividing it for y, now you cancel by multiplying it. And whatever number you are dividing it for x, you will cancel it again by dividing itself. That is, we are finding for y on x. Had we been doing the other regression line which is not in your syllabus, be x on y, then you would have done cx upon cy. Is everyone of you clear with this portion? Okay. So how would you cancel the effect once again? If you are obtaining u as simply x minus a or y minus b, then this is only change of which does not affect. So your bvu and byx will remain same. But if you are doing x minus a upon and you are doing y minus b upon, then you are changing the scale also, and it is affected by change of scale. So how will you cancel the effect of change of scale? You will multiply by the common factor of y and you will divide by the common factor of x. So this is an important element in the question. If you don't do this, your answer of d by x will come. Got it, everyone? Now one more thing. Some questions, if you remember, we had done where the values were in decimal. And we don't use to divide, but we used to multiply. Suppose we obtain u as x minus 10 upon 100. All the values have 2 zeros, so we divide them by 100. Okay? And let us see, not x minus 10, x minus 550 divided by 100. And suppose you obtain b as y minus 20 divided by 10. Now what will you do for byx? B vu into what is cy? 10. What is cy? 10. Upon what is cx? 100. This is how you will cancel the effect of change of scale. But suppose we obtain u as 10 into x minus 20. All the values are in decimals, so you multiply it with 10. And v is obtained as 2 into y minus 5. Here also all the values are in decimal but 0.5. So we did that kind of question also. To remove the decimal, you simply multiply it with. Now how will you obtain? Raise your hand. Because you are not dividing and multiplying, so what do you do? Parik?
10 upon 2.
Correct. Practically what we will do is understand it. We divide by c, multiply with cy. But here instead of dividing by 2, what are you doing? So can I say it is equal to y minus 5 upon 1 by 2? Multiplying with 2 means, can I say it is divided by 1 by 2? Raise your hand who did not understand this. Because divide by 1 by 2 means multiplied by reciprocal. What is the reciprocal of 1 by 2? In short, what is the value of cy over here? 1 by 2. So you will do into 1 by 2. That is cy. Same way, what do you mean by x in 10 into x minus 20? X minus 20 upon 1 upon 10. So what is the value of cx here? 1 by 10. Now divide by 1 by 10 means multiplied by 10 by 1. Divide by 1 by 10 means multiplied by 10 by 1. This is how you cancel the effects. So more detail you will understand when we do the practical questions. But you can remember that if you are dividing, then you do cy upon cx. But if you are multiplying, then you do cx upon cy. Opposite. In simple manner if you want to remember, instead of division, if you are doing the multiplication, then you remember instead of cy upon cx, you will do cx upon cy. But this point I will be explaining you every question when we have the multiplication. so that the confusion does not arise. Any confusions with this? So read on this complete portion. So look at page number 136, exercise 3.2, question number 1. The following information is obtained from a study to know the effect of use of fertilizer on yield of cotton. Do we have to denote X and Y, or is it already denoted? Consumption of fertilizer in 10 kgs is X and yield of cotton per hectare in quintals is Y. Obtain the regression line of underline Y on X. As such, we have that only in syllabus. Now, underline estimate the yield of cotton. Anant, what is that? Y cap. All of you underline yield of cotton market as Y cap per hectare. If Shushti 300 kgs of fertilizer is used, what is that? Shushti, X. What is the value of X you will take? 300. No, 30. What is given in bracket of consumption of fertilizers? X is expressed in 10 kgs. How many 10 kgs will be 300? 30 10 kgs will be 300. So value of X you will not substitute 300, you will substitute 30. Because X is already expressed in 10 kgs, meaning to say, what is the first value of X?
20.
Actually it is 280. Actually it is 280, but they have given you as 28. What is the second value of X?
350.
35. Actually it is 350, which they have given as 35. Same way, if they have given 300, which is the actual value, what will we take?
30.
Able to understand this? Because X is already in 10 kgs, we will not substitute 300 in X, we will substitute
30.
Any confusions? The values are big or small? Big. So first we will find X bar and Y bar, and then we will decide the formula. By the way, look at the values of X. Raise your hand. What is the common factor? Raise your hand, don't directly answer it. Raise your hand, whatever is your answer. Dutch? No common factor. Okay, next there is no common factor. Now raise your hand in Y. What is the common factor? No common factor. So we will not be using this second concept. We will be using the first concept. Means your B, V, U will remain same as B, Y, X. Any confusion in this? We don't have to denote X and Y. It's already denoted. Directly write the values of X and Y and obtain X bar and Y bar. Complete up till here fast, everyone. First of all, there is no common factor in X and neither there is any common factor in Y. So we will be simply doing X minus A and Y minus B. This we have done in correlation chapter also. Okay. So, Jai, how would you obtain U? X minus X bar means 25.29.
25.
Only 25. So that is not X bar, that is assumed in A. Don't say X minus X bar, say X minus 25. Yes. How will you obtain U? X minus 25. Do you all remember this?
Yes.
I told you if it is 25.29, then take the assuming directly as 25. Any confusions? And Lavina, how will you obtain V? Y minus? What is B? Tell me the value.
118.
Yes, 118.57 means what will you subtract? 118. Y minus 118. Is coefficient of determination asked?
No.
So what workings will be required? U square, UV. What is not required? V square is not required because coefficient of determination is not asked. Any confusions in this? Raise your hand who did not understand it. All are clear? Now, Pooja, you?
3, 10, 0, -1, -1,
Yes, be attentive everyone. X minus 25 means from all the values we have to minus 25. So 28 minus 25 is 3, 35 minus 25 is 10, and so on up till 20 minus 25 is minus 5. Will the total come 0?
No.
It will come 0 only if it is x minus x bar. Here it will not come 0. You can see positive is 11, 13 and negative is 11, so 2. Raise your hand who did not understand this. All are clear? Then karmic V.
22 minus 8 2 minus 13 4
Minus 18. Yes, how do you obtain this? Y minus 118. So 128 minus 118, that is 10. 140 minus 118, that is 22. And so on up till 100 minus 118, that is minus 18. Any confusion in this? And this total comes to?
4.
Are you all clear with this?
Yes.
Then Ritu, U square.
9, 100, 0, 1, 25, 0, 25.
160.
Yes.
So U square means 3 square 9, 10 square 100, 0 square 0 up till minus 5 square 25. Anyone having any doubt in that?
No.
And Rashmi, UV.
13, 20, 0, minus 2, 65, 0, 90.
Yes, be attentive. U into V. 3 into 10, that is 30. 10 into 22, that is 220. Up till minus 5 into minus 18, that is 90. And this total comes to
403.
403. Any confusion in this?
No.
Akanksha, how will we continue? Directly BUV. No sentences, nothing.
Regression line of y of x.
All of you write down regression line of y on x is given by
Y equals to a plus b.
y cap equals to a plus bx. Further,
Let b equals to b.
b equals to no byx. Now listen everyone. B equals to byx only. Here, are we changing the scale? We are changing only origin. So further you will say byx will be equal to bu. BVU. Any confusion in this? B is equal to byx only. And here we are not changing the scale. So byx will be equal to BVU. And what is that BVU's formula? N sigma uv minus sigma u into sigma v upon n sigma u square minus sigma u whole square. Anyone who did not understand this? Mike, did you write it? Tell me the substitution of values.
Seven.
Yes, total number of observations are 7.
103.
Tell me from your notebook only, okay? Sigma uv is 403. Further, minus into
2 into 4.
yes, sigma u2, that is sigma u into sigma v, that is 4.
7.
Again n is 7.
2 rational square.
No. Sigma u square
160.
160 minus,
160.
now it is 2 square. Sigma u square is 160. Sigma u whole square is 2 square. Understood that? Sit down. David,
2821 okay. 2821 minus 8 upon 1120 minus
Silence everyone. 7 into 403 is 2821. 2 into 4 is 8. 7 into 160, 1120 and 2 square is 4. Neil, Patel. Patel only, na? 2813 triple one double 116. Is everyone clear with this? Triple 16. Anyone having any doubt in this? What does this come to? Raise your hand. What does this indicate? Change in y due to unit change in x. Means if x changes by 1 unit, that is 10 kgs. Here the units are 10 kgs. If x, that is consumption of fertilizer, changes by 1 unit, which is 10 kgs, then y. What is y? Y is yield of cotton. Then yield of cotton will change by 2.52 quintals. If you use 10 kgs of fertilizer, then your consumption of fertilizer will result in yield of cotton. Your cotton's production will increase by 2.52 quintals. Did everyone of you understand this? And further after that, Amrita?
Regression line and A is equal to y bar minus b.
A equals to y bar minus bx bar. Yes, further.
118.57
Y bar is 118.57.
minus 2.52
B is 2.52
into 25.29.
into x bar is 25.29. Further,
118.57
118.57
minus 63.73
minus 63.73
is equal to 54.84.
54.84. Raise your hand. What does this indicate? Raise your hand. Shrishti, tell me. What does this indicate?
Autonomous value.
Autonomous value of y means which does not depend upon x. Means even if consumption of fertilizer does not change, minimum yield of cotton you get 54.84 quintals. Is everyone of you clear with this? Then, Roshul.
regression line of
Therefore, regression line of
y on x is
y on x is
y cap
y cap
equals to a plus bx.
equals to a plus bx.
Y cap equals to 54.84
54.84
plus
2.52x. This is one answer we have. Okay. Is everyone of you clear with this? Then, Mithul, after that?
Then we will put 30.
Yes. What is further question as estimate the yield when 300 kgs is used, and I told you 300 means what will we substitute? 30. Corrects it out. We'll write if x equals to 300 divided by 10, that is 30. Then y cap equals to 54.84 plus 2.52 into 30. 54.84 plus
75.6.
75.6. 130.44. Means if consumption of fertilizer is increased by 300 kgs, then yield of cotton will increase by 130.44 quintals. Is everyone clear with that? So, right down below that. Thus, if 300 kgs of fertilizer is used, then yield of cotton will be 130.44 quintals. So, any confusions in this? Look at the next question. Question number 2. Be attentive. To know the relationship between the heights of father and sons, obtain the regression line of height of son. What is that denoted below? Height of son. See that, don't keep a habit that one person says anything in the class, in chorus you repeat that. Any one person will say x and all, x. Apply your own logic. Underline height of son, it's already denoted as y below, mark it as y. Underline on. Underline height of father, what is that denoted as? X. So which relation line we have to find? Y on x. From the following information of 8 pairs of father and adult sons. Now below that, look at the values of x. Is there any common factor in x? Raise your hand.
No.
Is there any common factor in y?
No.
So here also we are going to change only the origin. I'll discuss u and v and you'll solve the question on your own. Estimate the height of son. Underline that. What is that? Mark it as y cap. Whose father's height, what is that? X is 170. Means after obtaining the regression line in x, you will substitute 170 and obtain the value of y cap. Is everyone clear with that?
Yes.
So first obtain x bar and y bar. You'll be doing it on your own. I'll just guide you for u and v. I want every one of you to take the same values of u and v. 160, 8.25 and 167.25. All of you find out up till here first. Krina, how will we obtain u? Correct. How will we obtain u? X minus 168. Jite, how will we obtain v?
So y minus 167.
Y minus 167. Did everyone understand this? Now solve the whole question on your own. Here also byx will be equal to bvu. Who all have completed the workings? What is sigma u? V? U square and v square. Sorry, uv. All of you verify you are able to get this or not. Raise your hand who all are still finding B 0.68. All are completed up till B? Yes. Complete the rest first. Page number 152. Exercise 3, section D, question 11. Be attentive. Section D, question 11. Exercise 3, section D, question 11. In usual notations, n is equal to 7. Sigma u equals to 2. It's a short question. Sigma v equals to 25. Sigma u square equals to 160. And sigma uv equals to 409. Nothing is given means we assume that u and v are obtained by changing only origin. We assume they have changed only origin, they have not changed the scale. Obtain the regression coefficient of regression line of y on x. What is asked? Only b. Underline coefficient. Whole regression line is not asked and you cannot even find it. What is x bar? Neither given nor it can be obtained. What is y bar? Neither given nor it can be obtained. A cannot be obtained. You cannot find regression line of y on x in this question. What is asked? Regression coefficient of regression line of y on x means you have to find only b, which is b by x and which will be equal to b du. underline and interpret it. We have been discussing that orally. Now you write that. So first find this, directly apply this formula. B equals to Byx equals to BVU. There's no need to write that statement also. Only regression coefficient is asked. So directly write that formula. All of you find this out. Direct formula is to be used and only B is asked in this question. Regression coefficient of biomass. That's it. Did everyone get 2.52? Yes. So we have been studying, this means change in y due to unit change in x. Here what is x and what is y is not mentioned. So you will write x and y itself. Interpret it. So below that give the heading interpretation and write down. Give the heading interpretation and write down. B equals to 2.52. B equals to 2.52 indicates that if x value increases by 1 unit, if x value increases by 1 unit, then y value will increase by 2.52 units. Understood that?
Yes.
So homework where change of scale is not there. Another homework, illustration 4. Illustration 4 and exercise 3 section F question 1 and 2. All the 3 are long questions. And there is no change of scale. Tomorrow we will take up with change of scale. Bye everyone.